Hello and welcome everyone to your favorite weekly news capsule. Faith is unseen, but it sure can move mountains. Faith is the force and energy that leads you to where you want to go. So do not underestimate the importance of having faith in yourself and the power inside you. It is now time to begin with the news capsule.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi officially introduced and launched 5G services at the ongoing India Mobile Congress in New Delhi. He inaugurated the four-day event with an opening speech, after which leading telecom companies including Reliance Jio, Airtel and Vodafone Idea are expected to detail out their own 5G plans. However, 5G services are only expected to roll out for customers by November. Did you know that 5G is the fifth generation of mobile communications and can get between 100 megabytes per second to 2 gigabytes per second in speed? We can't wait to experience this lightning fast speed as we cruise the internet soon.
Igraasp, are you aware that the National Education Policy of 2020 emphasized the importance of developing a fixed standard for sign language in our schools? It also highlighted the need to include sign language as a subject in our curriculum. During his weekly radio talk, Mann Ki Baat, PM Modi recently announced that this will be the first time in the country that sign language will be included as a subject in the academic curriculum. He also spoke of Hemkosh, which is one of the oldest dictionaries in Assamese language from the 19th century, which is transcribed in Braille. Isn't that fascinating?
It is every child's dream to get a letter from the CEO of one of the most successful companies in the world, and a 9-year-old Dubai-based Indian girl actually got to live this dream after she got a letter from Apple CEO Tim Cook congratulating her for her amazing work at such a young age. Hannah Mohammed Rafiq was 8 years old when she developed Hannah's, a storytelling app that allows parents to record stories for their children, and she is the youngest iOS developer. Do you know that she hand-wrote more than 10,000 lines of code for this app? She is truly an inspiration for young students around the world.
The Saudi Arabian government recently announced that it started an astronaut program and aims to send 2 of its citizens, including at least one woman, to space by 2023. This mission will be organized by Houston-based company Axiom Space in partnership with the Saudi Space Commission, and this will be the first time that a Saudi Arabian woman reaches space. Did you know that the first Arab person to travel to space was Saudi Arabia's Prince Sultan bin Salman during NASA's Discovery mission in 1985? We can't wait to see yet another chapter of history be written right in front of our eyes.
Igraasp, you must have all seen a movie where an asteroid is hurling towards Earth and scientists are working to destroy it before it destroys us. Well, just recently, NASA decided to bring the script to life by conducting an experiment and testing to see if they could change the course of asteroids. A spacecraft was sent specially for this purpose last year under the DART mission and was made to crash against a small asteroid 11 million kilometers away from Earth to see if it could change the orbit of that asteroid. While asteroids colliding into Earth have been uncommon, they continue to be a threat, as we saw in 2013 when an asteroid exploded over Russia and caused widespread damage. It remains to be seen how successful this test truly was, but we are very eager to learn about the results when the measurements are completed.
It's time to celebrate yet another shattering of the glass ceiling, this time in the world of global politics. Giorgia Meloni is all set to become Italy's first female prime minister after her right-wing coalition secured 44% of the vote in the country's general elections that took place last week. This victory gives her party control over both the houses, thanks to her coalition with former PM Silvio Berlusconi's Forza Italia and the far-right group known as the League. We congratulate her for this victory and wish her government all the best.
Tasmania in Australia witnesses its second mass wheel stranding just this week. The causes for these stranded whales to be stuck on the beach are unknown and have baffled marine scientists for years. Rescue teams managed to save around 30 pilot whales following this mass stranding, which saw the deaths of around 200 whales. Did you know that the largest stranding took place in 2020 when more than 450 whales were found dead on the Australian coastline? The efforts to rescue and release more whales is ongoing, and we wish the teams all the best.
Last week, the tennis world bid farewell to one of its greatest players of all time, Roger Federer, who had announced that he would be retiring after the La Bear Cup in London this month. His farewell game was a doubles match, and even though it ended with a defeat, it couldn't have been more special. And that was because Federer teamed up with his lifelong rival and friend, Rafael Nadal, for his special last game. It was truly an emotional send-off, and the two were seen crying at the end of the game as well. What a beautiful display of sportsmanship and friendship that spans over 18 years.
Federer wasn't the only icon who the world bid farewell to last week. Legendary Indian pacer Jhulan Goswami also played her last cricket international on Saturday in fitting style, as the Indian women's team beat England by 16 runs in the third and final ODI to record their first ever 3-0 clean sweep in the UK. Did you know that Jhulan is women's cricket's highest wicket taker, having taken a total of 355 wickets since 2002? She was a true inspiration for women cricketers across the globe, and we are going to miss her fiery presence on the pitch.
Elton John's farewell tour began in June this year and is set to conclude in 2023, at which point he will retire. And just last week, he transformed the White House's South Ground into a musical love fest as a part of his same tour. During the concert, US President Joe Biden surprised Elton with the National Humanities Medal for motivating people to rise up for justice. This is the perfect celebration of his career. If you haven't heard of any of his music or any of his songs, do ask your parents and grandparents to see if they remember listening to his music.
The iconic Milan fashion show took place last week. And do you know why it caught the attention of so many people this time? It's because Italian clothing brand Gucci surprised the audience by presenting 68 pair of identical twins in its show titled Gucci Twinsburg. Creative director Alessandro Michele chose this theme to pay homage to twins and their bond for the show, and wanted to display how the same clothes can look so different even when worn by identical bodies. What a bold concept, which certainly made for a mesmerizing finale at the show.
The word of the week is chit-chat, which means light talk or gossip or casual conversation. We love to chit-chat with our friends. The riddle of the week is, what do you call a bear without an ear? A bee.
Can you guess who this British rock star and singer-songwriter was the frontman for the legendary band The Police? He has won a whopping 17 Grammy Awards and is one of the world's highest-selling music artists ever. His single, Every Breath You Take, is one of the most celebrated songs of all time. Yes, you guessed it right. It is the one and only Sting. Did you know that Gordon Sumner, aka Sting, got his iconic nickname whilst performing in jazz clubs, as a fellow musician thought his giant sweater made him look like a bee? No wonder he's always buzzing.
Did you know that a lobster's teeth are in its stomach? The distance between a lobster's stomach and mouth is very short. As a result, on taking in food, the lobsters chew and grind it in their stomach. Its stomach has 3 grinding surfaces that resemble molar surfaces, often known as the gastric mill. Other crustaceans like crabs and crayfish have similar characteristics.
Quiz time!
Which crustacean species having teeth in their stomachs use them to create disturbing noises to scare predators? Send your answers to contact us at igraasp.com along with your full name, school name, and a photograph.
Answer to the last week's quiz.
A golf ball has 336 dimples. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Udyat Kalra of Scottish High International School for successfully participating in the weekly quiz on India's leading news capsule for tweens, Igraasp.
Dear Igraspers, this week let us read the diary of a young girl. 13-year-old Anne and her family run away from their home in Holland in 1942 after the Nazis occupy Netherlands. They hide out in an unused office building, suffering from fear, starvation, thirst, and boredom. Her indomitable spirit and courage are reflected in her diary. Her life is tragically cut short when their hideout is discovered and they are sent to Nazi concentration camps. Read this book to know more about the Holocaust and share your comments on igraasp.com/iClub.
That's all we have for you here. To have faith is a little like swimming in water. When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water because you will sink if you do. Instead, you have faith in the water's ability to keep you afloat. No situation will seem too hard as long as you have some faith in yourself. We will see you all next week. Bye-bye.